What if I told you that the future of the United Arab Emirates, UAE, is no longer tied to oil? What if the city of Dubai, known for its glittering skyscrapers, luxurious supercars, and massive shopping malls, is gradually shifting its focus away from oil and moving towards something completely different: tourism, technology, and trade? This might sound surprising because for decades, the UAE's wealth has been based on oil. However, the world is changing, and so is the UAE. The country is no longer depending on its oil resources as much as it did in the past. Instead, it is embracing a new, diverse economy built on tourism, technology, and trade. And these shifts are a key part of the UAE's long-term plan to survive and thrive in the future. Let's first take a look at tourism, which has become one of the most important sectors in the UAE's economy. Over the last few decades, Dubai has transformed from a quiet desert city into one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. It's hard to miss the stunning Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, or the beautiful Palm Jumeirah, an island shaped like a palm tree. These landmarks, alongside world-class shopping malls, luxury resorts, and entertainment options, have made Dubai a global tourist hub. In fact, tourism now accounts for about 10% of the UAE's GDP, and that number is expected to grow even more in the coming years. The government is aiming to increase tourist arrivals to 25 million visitors by 2030. Events like Expo 2020, which was extended to 2022 due to the pandemic, helped boost the city's global profile and attract international visitors. The UAE government's focus on tourism is evident in their plans to expand the industry even further. For example, Dubai has become a key destination for international conferences and events, positioning itself as a business hub as well as a place for leisure. But the UAE doesn't just rely on the luxury tourism market, it also focuses on attracting more affordable, mass-market tourism. The government is working on making Dubai and other cities more affordable for a wider range of visitors, while maintaining the luxurious image the city is known for. This approach has helped the UAE attract millions of visitors every year and ensure that tourism remains a critical part of the economy. Now, let's move on to technology, one of the newest and most exciting areas where the UAE is investing heavily. Over the past few years, the UAE has made a concerted effort to transform itself into a global leader in technology and innovation. The country's Strategic Vision 2030 focuses on areas like artificial intelligence, AI, robotics, and renewable energy. The UAE has built world-class tech hubs such as Dubai Internet City and Dubai Silicon Oasis, where global tech companies set up shop. In addition, the government has invested in tech incubators and free zones designed to support startups and encourage entrepreneurship. The UAE's push for innovation is not just about technology companies. It also extends to industries like fintech, financial technology, and blockchain. The country is one of the first to adopt blockchain technology on a large scale, using it for everything from government services to business transactions. In fact, Dubai is now home to the world's first blockchain-powered government. This type of forward-thinking investment in technology is designed to make the UAE a global hub for tech and innovation, especially as the world moves further into the digital age. By 2030, the UAE aims to be one of the world's leading technology-driven economies. The third sector the UAE is betting on for its long-term economic future is trade. Located strategically between Asia, Europe, and Africa, the UAE has always been a trade hub. Dubai, in particular, is known for its massive ports and world-class airports that connect the UAE to the rest of the world. The UAE's largest port, Jebel Ali, is the busiest port in the Middle East, handling millions of tons of cargo every year. Similarly, Dubai International Airport is one of the world's busiest airports, especially for international flights. Trade and logistics are now some of the most important sectors for the UAE's economy. The country has worked hard to diversify its trade relationships, signing major free trade agreements and increasing partnerships with countries in Asia and Africa. Today, the UAE is one of the world's top trading partners, with foreign trade reaching over $500 billion in 2020. As the global economy becomes increasingly connected, the UAE is making sure its trade networks remain strong and competitive. The government's goal is to continue growing its trade volume and strengthen the UAE's position as one of the leading logistics centers in the world. The shipping industry and air cargo networks are crucial parts of this strategy, ensuring that the UAE remains at the center of global trade. While the UAE has made incredible progress in diversifying away from oil, oil still plays an important role in the country's economy. However, it is clear that the UAE's long-term economic strategy is not based on oil alone. The government has been very strategic in using oil revenues to fund investments in other industries, such as tourism, technology, and trade. The UAE is also focusing on sustainability and renewable energy, recognizing that oil is finite and that the world is moving towards cleaner sources of energy. In fact, the UAE has set ambitious goals to become a global leader in renewable energy, with projects like the Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Solar Park, one of the largest solar parks in the world. The UAE is also investing in nuclear energy, positioning itself as a pioneer in clean energy in the Middle East. The global COVID-19 pandemic has shown how vulnerable oil-dependent economies can be. Oil prices dropped dramatically in 2020, and the UAE, like many countries, faced economic challenges. However, the country's diversification strategy has helped it weather these storms. As the world recovers from the pandemic, the UAE is in a strong position to capitalize on its non-oil sectors. By focusing on sectors like technology, tourism, and trade, the UAE is ensuring that its economy remains resilient, even as the global energy market faces uncertainty. Looking ahead, the UAE's long-term economic strategy is clear. The country is no longer relying solely on oil. Instead, it is investing in sustainable industries like technology, tourism, and trade, which will continue to drive the economy for generations to come. The government's investment in education, infrastructure, and innovation will ensure that the UAE remains at the global forefront of economic growth and business opportunities. This transformation is already taking place, and the numbers back it up. Non-oil sectors now account for over 75% of the UAE's GDP, and the government is determined to keep that number growing. The UAE's future is no longer tied to oil. It is tied to technology, tourism, and global trade, ensuring that it thrives in the modern economy. So, while oil will continue to play a role, the real question is, how will the UAE continue to innovate, grow, and lead in a world that no longer depends on oil? The UAE's bold shift is a reminder that even the most successful economies must adapt, innovate, and change with the times. And as the world shifts away from fossil fuels, the UAE is showing the world that there is a new future beyond oil. As the UAE accelerates this transition, it's important to recognize that the country is setting an example for other oil-dependent nations. Many countries in the Middle East and beyond rely heavily on oil revenue, but the UAE is demonstrating that there is another way forward. It's not just about investing in new industries, it's about creating an ecosystem that fosters long-term, sustainable growth. One key part of this transformation is the way the UAE has positioned itself as a global business hub. Dubai, in particular, has become one of the world's leading financial centers, drawing multinational companies, startups, and entrepreneurs from all over the globe. With its tax-free zones, business-friendly policies, and world-class infrastructure, Dubai has attracted global investments in technology, finance, and real estate, which continue to fuel the country's economic diversification. The UAE has also made strategic investments in global infrastructure that benefit both local businesses and international companies. For instance, the country has invested heavily in the development of smart cities that integrate technology and sustainability. Masdar City in Abu Dhabi is a prime example of this. It's a fully planned city built around renewable energy, energy efficiency, and sustainable living. This city was designed to be a model of the future of urban development, showing the world that sustainability and economic growth can go hand in hand. Public-private partnerships are another area where the UAE excels. By encouraging collaboration between the government and private sector, the country has been able to launch massive infrastructure projects that have helped drive economic growth. This collaboration is essential to the UAE's long-term economic strategy because it ensures that both the public and private sectors work together towards shared goals of prosperity and diversification. But even with all these positive changes, the global economic landscape remains unpredictable. Global markets, especially in technology and trade, can experience sharp fluctuations, and the pandemic has shown just how vulnerable even the most powerful economies can be. This is why the UAE's plan for the future is long-term and why strategic foresight is so important. The UAE understands that by investing in innovation, education, and sustainable practices, it can reduce its dependence on global oil markets and thrive even when global energy markets are unpredictable. The country's future relies not just on physical infrastructure, but also on human capital. The UAE's investment in education and the creation of knowledge hubs will ensure that the younger generation is equipped with the skills and tools needed to keep the country at the forefront of technological and economic advancements. Another significant aspect of the UAE's long-term strategy is its commitment to renewable energy. Although the country is still a major producer of oil, it has made serious strides toward renewable energy in recent years. The UAE is home to the world's largest solar power project, the Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Solar Park, which aims to provide 5,000 megawatts of solar energy by 2030. This is just one example of the country's commitment to reducing its carbon footprint and investing in clean, sustainable energy sources. The energy transition in the UAE is not just about reducing reliance on oil, but also about seizing new opportunities in the renewable energy sector. With ambitious plans to invest in solar, wind, and nuclear energy, the UAE is ensuring that it is prepared for a future where oil no longer drives its economy. This forward-thinking approach will give the UAE a competitive edge in the global energy market as the world transitions to a cleaner, greener economy. The Dubai Expo 2020, delayed to 2022, was another key moment in the UAE's transition. The Expo, which has brought together countries from all over the world, is a global showcase for innovation, sustainability, and diversification. With pavilions focusing on smart cities, clean energy, technology, and future industries, the Expo was designed to demonstrate the UAE's commitment to the future of the global economy. For the UAE, the Expo has been an opportunity to highlight its progress in diversification and to showcase the country's role as a leader in the future global economy. One of the biggest challenges faced by the UAE's economic strategy is ensuring that diversification benefits everyone in society. The UAE's shift from an oil-dependent economy to a diversified economy has not come without growing pains. There are significant socio-economic challenges that come with moving away from oil, especially when it comes to ensuring equality and sustainability across various sectors. The country must also manage labor migration, as many workers in the UAE come from outside the country, and ensure that they are treated fairly and ethically. Addressing these issues is critical for the long-term success of the UAE's economic model. As the UAE moves toward a more diversified economy, it faces increasing competition from other global hubs. Countries around the world are also embracing innovation, technology, and sustainability as key drivers of future growth. The UAE must continue to innovate, adapt, and stay ahead of the competition in order to remain a leading player in the global economy. The UAE's transition from an oil-dependent economy to a more diversified, future-focused economy is not only necessary for the country's long-term prosperity, but also for the global community. As the world moves toward clean energy, sustainable practices, and a more digitally connected world, the UAE is positioning itself to be a leader in these areas. Dubai, in particular, is embracing innovation, entrepreneurship, and global trade, becoming a city that inspires the world and leads by example. Will the UAE survive without oil? But rather, how far can the UAE go with its vision for the future? To wrap things up, the UAE's bold move away from oil and into the world of tourism, technology, and trade isn't just a shift, it's a rebirth. As global economies evolve, so too does the UAE, with its sights set on a future that isn't dictated by oil, but by innovation, diversification, and sustainability. The vision is clear: adapt, grow, and lead the way into the next era. So, as the UAE continues to redefine its identity, the real question becomes, will other oil-reliant nations follow the UAE's example, or will they risk being left behind? Stay tuned as we continue to watch how this economic transformation unfolds.